Hello everybody and welcome back to Spark of Genius Flesh and Blood gameplay video in the Blitz format. Today we have a bit of a spicy matchup that, you know what, it could be very fast on Kano's side and very slow on Oldhim's side, but definitely a matchup that has been prevalent in some skirmishes as of late. Two decently meta heroes. We have Kano on my side, and then Rob's going to be playing the Oldhim. And so we're going to be talking about a couple of the key cards in the matchup, let you know a little bit of the flavor, and then we're going to get this game underway. So on the Kano side, we have Stir the Aether Winds, Forked Lightning, and Blazing Aether. So we run two of all of these, and that's been a bit of a change since the last skirmish season, where I actually only ran one Forked Lightning because it was a more of a aggressive season, whereas most of the decks I would face would be like Ira and Dory and stuff like that, and the Reverberate was quite good there. Here, I run the double Forked because Stir Forked is the big setup that you do versus Oldhim. He doesn't put as much pressure as, say, like a Bravo or something like that, but he is able to block a lot more with the Null Rune and stop a lot of your pressure with Heart of Ice that you're trying to do on their turn. And so setting up the Stir Forked with either one or two Blazing would be very, very nice. Is kind of a very big win con for this game as Kano. Now I'm going to pass it on to Rob for the Oldhim side.
Hey, okay, so I'm running Oldhim. I'll talk about some of the key cards I have in front of me here. The first one being the Heart of Ice. Heart of Ice, probably one of the most important cards against Kano. The ability of Heart of Ice makes every card and activated ability of the opponent cost one additional resource on your own turn. But guess what? Kano loves to attack you on your own turn. So it's basically a start of your turn, pop the ability, everything costs some additional resource to use, including his Kano ability to mill the top card and use it from Banish. So, excellent card. You probably want to use it every single turn against Kano. Highly recommended in this matchup. Next, you have Sigil of Solace. Excellent card just to get outside of certain threat ranges. I'm currently running Null Rune 4, 3 of the Null Rune, generic Null Rune equipments, plus the Heart of Ice gives me a total of 4. Great for blocking out an empowered, Sonic Boom with Crucible of Aetherweave. 4 is pretty much a magic number if you're like a really controlling deck. You want to block out as much damage as possible. 4 is pretty much your go-to. And so Sigil kind of gives you more of an HP buffer. And since there aren't that many, there are no on-hit, really, hits from Kano's spells, except for buffing, the Blazing Aether, but in this case, you can take hits and then just heal it back with Sigil. Next, we have Winter's Bite. A great card to start your turns off with. It kind of, you don't have to commit too much before knowing whether or not Kano's going to go off on you. So you can play Winter's Bite. It makes them have to either pay 3 or discard a card from their hand. Usually, if Kano goes off on you, they want to keep their entire hand. So this is a really good card just to kind of test the waters a bit, play it, see what they do. If they go off on you, okay, you still have 3 cards left in your hand. You can still block a substantial amount. But if they do discard a card, you feel safe to kind of go in with some bigger hits of yours.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I've got for the important cards of the deck.
That's fair. Let's put them in and roll them up. So my main game plan is to try to set up the Stir Forked combo, Stir Anything combo really, and try to get those bigger hits. Bit of a slower Kano game, whereas I think Rob's just trying to survive really. Kind of get some hits in, get the Winter's Wail chip.
Hit with the hammer, exactly. Yeah. And this match, from experience, it's a little Oldhim favored. I don't know if you agree.
No, I would agree. It takes Kano definitely a little bit of luck to be able to set up. You can obviously pitch stack and you can run through your deck and then eventually have your 4 blues and then your Stir Fork double blazing. But if there's scenarios where Oldhim is able to get a really good attack in and make Kano discard somehow or have to block with any of those key combo cards, it gets kind of rough for Kano. And so sometimes when you have it, you just have it, right? And getting through 20 plus 2 sigils isn't easy. So we're going to start off my roll here on a 10.
Yep. 10? That's pretty good. I got 5, so you decide who starts.
So generally, Kano really likes to go second because you get to go on their turn also. On your first turn, you can block out and kind of have one. Usually into control first is also kind of okay. However, running the 4 Null Rune on Rob's side, even if I didn't know, I would expect at least 3 Null Rune. And
a lot of blue.
A lot of blue. I'm gonna choose to go second here.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm going to start it off. Drawing 4. All right. What do we got here? Let's just start off with one of my key cards, Winter's Bite. So you either pay 3 or discard a card.
I will pay 3 with Blue Reverberate.
Sounds good to me. I will then... should have done this first, but I'm going to pitch 3 to activate Heart of Ice.
Sure.
2 floating. Actually, I'll switch to these other counters here. A little more visible. And I unfortunately don't have another ice card to do this, but I'm going to pitch 3 more to swing with the Winter's Wail. It will not create a Frostbite, unfortunately, but I do have 2 floating, 1 card in hand, and coming in for 4.
Yep. I'll block this out for 6.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to move to the Arsenal phase. I assume I don't have anything left to do.
You're good. Yeah, only 1 card for me.
I'm asking mostly because Kano could react to my card.
The nice thing about the Heart of Ice is it makes it so even if I have a blue left in hand, I can't just pitch to Kano because it would cost me 4. So
minimum 2 cards to use the ability. That's right.
Exactly. So on my turn, I'm starting with Final Spring Tunic. I'm going to start by Kanoing while it still costs me 3 here. Not really what I want to see, but it's a blue foreboding bolt, which isn't ideal, but of course, as I said, you do need a little bit of luck here.
That's right.
Playing off the top isn't really my win condition in the early game because of the amount of null rune that Rob has, and so I'm just going to pitch a Scalding Rain to Crucible and Foreboding, coming in for 2 Arcane. The reason I'm doing this is mainly for the opt, to be honest. The damage is okay because, 2 isn't terrible. That is an interesting opt. I'm putting that on the bottom, so that actually worked out quite well.
Okay, so we've got 2 damage coming in. I will be pitching a yellow Polar Blast to block both damage.
Yep. And that's good as my action, as that was an instant off Kano. I'm going to play an Energy Potion and pass. And it's quite important to get your Energy Potions out early so they can set you up for the really, really big, the fatty turns with the Metacarpus, kind of like that.
That's right.
And if possible, right? And so... it's nice getting the Energy Potion early. I will Arsenal my last card and then pass.
Sounds good. I'm going to take a more aggressive stance here on this turn, hoping you don't have anything good in your hand. I'm going to be pitching 6 resources to come in with a Glacial Footsteps from Arsenal. I will show you a yellow Icequake from my hand.
Yellow Icequake?
Use. Yeah, so I can give you some information whether or not you want to go in, but it is coming for 8 Dominated here.
8 Dominated.
I've got no floating.
So this might be one of those rare opportunities where I can actually push some damage because you've only got 2 floating.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sorry, you have 1 card in hand, but no floating, which is 2 floating.
Yeah, that's right.
Blocking with a card doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And I'll add that the other option I could have had would be to pitch the Icequake, probably to activate Heart of Ice before attacking. But
then you'd have no cards in hand.
Yeah, the 1 Arsenal card would be better, especially with 1 fewer resource to block with.
True.
With E-Pod active as well, he can get some
which is kind of
much.
What I'm deciding on here is whether I want to crack the lens. It's kind of early to crack the lens. However, there's not going to be that many scenarios where I can just take 8 and deal a lot of damage in response. I'm going to crack the lens here. Okay. I don't particularly recommend this play, but we're going to do it because
YOLO.
A little bit of just a little a little YOLO, So I'm going to be opting to my hands up here. I just want to kind of guarantee I don't absolutely get wrecked, and I would have if I did this.
Straight to the bottom. Let's go.
That is actually hilarious.
And I'm hoping that's in a way that is good for me. The bad hilarious variety.
I actually want these 2 cards, but in the other order. So the opt is literally going to be me switching one to the bottom and 1 to the top here.
That's actually funny.
I think that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to pitch that and then pitch that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put one on top, two on top, but just in the other order. I'm then going to Kano, pitching a blue Reverberate for a red Voltic Bolt.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'm going to Crucible, pitching a blue Voltic Bolt to play it for 6.
Yeah, that's 6. So you've got 2 cards in hand, right?
I have 2 cards in hand, yeah. And I know what's the second card on top.
And I'm assuming you're going to Kano for that next card. So if I'm thinking of the worst case scenario, probably Blazing Ether would be a cheap way to push 6 damage here if I take it all. So instead of going for 6/6, I'm going to actually try to block this for 2. And I'll take 4.
Taking 4. So you're down to 16?
I am, yeah. And yeah, you may proceed.
That is okay. I am just going to block 3.
Okay. Yeah, no more Kano. Okay, so I was wrong. I mean, I'm glad I blocked 2, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's always like the threat that I saw 2 cards, kept them on top, and just switched the order, right? It's possible that it could have been something else that was good, and I baited out your card and went for like Aether Spindle or something crazy like that off the top for like free 4 opt without a block, right?
Exactly. That's the other case where,
so I will go down to...
5 then, right?
Yeah, I'll go down to 10.
Sounds good. Very good. I will not be arsenaling anything. I will pass my turn to you.
Yep. For me, it's a Tunic, and I will be pitching a blue to Crucible Voltic for 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I set it up as if like I would have kind of the perfect resources to hit you with the double Voltic, and I already was able to chip 4, but now I'm coming in for 6, and if you're blocking with 2 cards and you can only swing back, then I could potentially do some damage with E-Pod on my turn, which is your turn actually.
Yeah, so I drew pretty poorly here.
That's what I like to hear. Which is what Kano needs to win, I'm not going to lie.
So this is 6 damage, right?
This is 6 arcane.
And I'm at 15.
You're at 15.
Or rather 16.
You're at 16 right now, yeah. I'm at 10.
Yeah. Okay. What I'll do is I'll take the 6, but I'll react with a Sigil of Solace just to take 3.
Sure. So you'll take 3. So that's 1 sigil down, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
that to me means you're very low on the blues. So that's just my really the only way I see that going that way. So it's over to you. What do you got?
You might be right. Okay. So you drew your hand at 4.
Yep.
All right. Let me pitch 1 here. 1 red card to activate Heart of Ice.
Pitching a red Polar Blast for Heart of Ice. Okay, sure.
You let me do that? All right. I am then going to move to my end phase to Arsenal card.
Wow.
I'm trying to play a mind game here where I didn't want to just pitch my whole hand for something, just so I can kind of get this in the arsenal without getting too targeted. So we'll see what he does.
I was expecting a hammer swing, so I'm a little confused.
Yeah, that's what the other option was. I won't play what I've got exactly. I'll let you decide what to do, but I'll tell you after.
I'll pass. That's fine. You can arsenal.
Okay, yeah, I'll arsenal. The other option was I had a yellow and red in my hand. Well, actually, it was yellow and 2 reds.
Okay.
So I was thinking pitch 3 for the hammer, and then have literally 1 red card that I was going to arsenal, or make you commit to a passive turn by activating Heart of Ice, knowing that I had 2 other cards in my hand. You know, I hinted a bit that I had
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
lower pitch cards. But I was like, let's just kind of see what he does and then react from there. But anyway, that's my turn. I arsenaled 1 card and pass it to you.
Fair enough. I will Tunic on my turn. That is interesting. I'm going to start off with Kano pitching a Gaze the Ages. Okay. Tome of Aether Winds. I'll draw 2 cards. Don't mind if I do. Will I draw 2 cards? I'll draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Oh, what? Oh. Why am I so bad?
Hoping you drew 2 red cards.
Close. I'm going to Kano again, pitching a blue Aether Flare.
Okay.
Oh god. Okay. I love it when my deck hates me. Let's just
I do too.
pitch. Oh man, you're doing an Eric. Let's just pitch 2 for a Nourishing Emptiness for 6 dominate.
Oh my. Well, no armor to speak of, so this really sucks.
So I saw the red Voltic and the Nourishing, so I was about to Kano Nourishing off the top, which wouldn't have worked. So I put the Nourishing on the bottom, knew I would draw it. And I'm like, oh, I always have Nourishing to go back on, because I have the E-Pot, so I can like technically block with everything and still play it. I have 1 card in hand, no floating.
Ooh, this is interesting. This is so funny.
Funny haha, or like funny?
Funny in a way that I can actually block this.
Oh no.
I never thought I would use this in a million years. Alright, let's just do it. I want to block this out. I hate the 1 intellect that you're going to gain from this. It basically means I'm going to lose the game. So I'm going to... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to block with the Ram Shield.
Sure.
And I'll be pitching a blue to increase the defense by 1 here.
Yep.
And I'll react with a staunch response from hand, blocking 5 more.
Oh.
So I'm blocking 6. See, staunch response was like, I'm never going to play this against Wizard, but here I am blocking out a Nourishing against Wizard.
Okay.
So.
Arsenal pass.
Let's go. Okay, so 2 cards in hand. I will start out by pitching a yellow and spending 1 resource on the Heart of Ice.
Heart of Ice is good.
Okay. I'll spend the last resource to activate a red Polar Blast from Arsenal. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. Unless you react, actually. I'll let you react first. But basically, you either pay 3 or I gain Dominate.
You can have Dominate.
Okay. So I'll draw a card?
Yep.
Ooh. Very unfortunate card to draw right now. I think I'm just going to be pitching 3. A nice card to attack with Winter's Wail for 4, dominated on hit, create a Frostbite.
I'll take 4.
Sounds good. I will proceed to end of turn phase.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
So I have a Frostbite. I don't actually have a Frostbite
you have
on
1
me,
Frostbite.
Rogue
I've got the
Rapture
token here. I can just put it on my field to
Sure.
remind you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll put a dice over it. So 1 Frostbite.
Yep.
All right. Your turn. And now you are at 6, right?
I'm at 6, yep. 6 on your
Okay.
13. I'm going to pitch a Lessons in Lava to play a Tome of Findel from the Arsenal. So I will be drawing 2 and gaining 5. Nice. I wanted to just Tunic that, but...
Oh, you did pitch 2, right? Okay,
yeah. I pitched the Lessons for the Tome.
Frostbite is gone.
Frostbite's gone. Yep. So I'm at 11.
Yeah, that's right.
What did I draw? It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. I'm going to Kano pitching an Eye of Ophidia. So I will be opting 2. Interesting. I'm going to put 1 to the bottom, 1 to the top.
Okay.
And then the Kano is going to flip over a Sonic Boom.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'm going to pitch a... Going to pitch a Blazing Aether for the Crucible. And I'm going to pitch a Whisper the Oracle for a Sonic Boom.
Okay, so 1 floating, I assume,
Yep.
and coming in for 4 with the Crucible.
Correct.
So I'm going to pitch 6 here to block all 4. 2 floating.
6 to block 4. Yep. Arsenal this card and pass.
Okay. 1 Arsenal card, Tunic is active. Okay. Okay. Let's start by pitching 3 to activate Heart of Ice.
Sure.
Okay. I will then... Sure. I'll pitch 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 2 floating after I attack with my Winter's Wail. It is charged, so coming for 4 on hit, create a frostbite.
Yep.
Floating.
I'll block 5. Yeah, I'll block 5.
You got it.
Gaze
I'll
and
pass.
home.
Turn.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, your move.
Sure. I will be pitching an energy potion to Crucible Spindle for 6. 5. Wow. I wish it were 6.
It's 5, right? Yeah. So opt X equal to the amount of damage you've done.
Correct. I have 1 in hand. And I have Tunic Counter and an E-Pot in play.
Yeah, I'll pitch 1 red, 1 blue. I'll block 4 of it, so you can opt 1. I'll take 1 damage going down to 12.
Sounds good. I will opt. I'll keep it on top.
Okay.
I'll Arsenal pass.
Okay. I'll pitch 3 to swing with the Winter's Wail. It is charged. So.
It is
coming in with 1 frostbite. I say charged, but I mean I pitched a nice card to play.
Yeah, no. I know what you mean. It's charged.
You wake up my own. It's frozen.
It's frozen, as they say.
Icy hammer. Icy boy.
Trying to think if I can just take this and go through it. I don't know if I can. I think I can. Depends what's on top. Be nice if I had that talisman. Nah, the talisman was good. I shouldn't be doubting my talisman. That was like an MVP talisman right there. Getting the nourishing below and switching them around.
Yeah. No, that was great.
Can't say that was a bad play. I think I'm going to take the. You have 1 card in hand? Yeah, 1 card.
I got 1 left. Yeah.
No floating.
No floating.
Okay. I'll take the frostbite.
Okay, so dealing 4 damage.
Yep. Down to 7.
Sounds good. That puts you down to 7.
Yep.
Okay. I'm then just going to play a Sigil of Solace.
Yep.
Solace, healing for 3. Going to 15.
Yep. That's your last
ending
sigil.
turn.
That's your last sigil. Okay. Now
Your
I don't
turn?
have to worry about like going for lethal and you just have sigil, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little bit of damage to you.
I'm prepared.
I hope so.
My body's ready.
I'm going to be pitching a blue snapback to play Stir the Aether Winds. So I have no floating and goes through your frostbite. So I got mine. I will then be playing a. Do that for that and that. It's probably fine. Pitching the Lessons in Lava for. Actually, I don't need to. I do need to. Yeah. For Crucible. So I have 1 floating now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a forked, pitching a blue Voltic Bolt. And I'll use my remaining 1 floating for Metacarpus Notes. So this is coming in for 3, 4, 5, 14.
Oh, a 12?
14. I think.
Isn't it?
3, 4, 5, 2, and 2. So that's 7 and 7.
It's a buff of 5.
Yeah, the Metacarpus makes it 14 essentially.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
No, I should probably.
Yeah. Oh God.
Nothing floating. No cards in hand. I have E-Pot and Tunic still up.
Good.
So I actually saw the stir on top, kept it on top, knowing I had the fort, so I left it on top because I have to try to start stacking them, right? I can't just like randomly throw them off one by one. And so this is the first one, and I have 1 more set coming after you because you have no sigil left.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be pitching 4. I'll take 10.
Yes.
Going down to 5. Yeah.
I like it when I say this is what to do and I actually end up doing it because that happens in like half the games.
You're not all talk.
I'm not all talk. I'm not an amazing Kano player, but I'm not a terrible Kano player. All right, so it's over to you.
Sounds good. So you've used your arsenal?
I used my arsenal. It was a fork lighting.
Still got the Storm Striders. So
I have
something you can
Striders,
still
and
do
I have 3 mana on board. I have 3 land untapped.
Yeah, no, get that terminology out of here. I'm gonna pitch to use 1 for the Heart of Ice.
This is where I kill. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it now.
Any reacts?
I don't think so. Nah, you can just do your thing. What do you got?
Okay, I'll just I'll just pitch 3 more to just get this card out of my arsenal. Snow Under Red, no fuse, so 7 damage.
Snow Under Red.
Yep.
Pog. I'm gonna block 3, take 4.
Okay. Yep.
Go down to 3.
Yep. And I'm done.
Mainly because I wouldn't have blocked if I could go down to 1, I would, but I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was only at 7. Yeah.
I was like, let's push some
If I
here.
could have, I would have.
Okay.
I'm gonna Kano here. That's not what I wanted to see. I want to get a card out of your hand. It's a blue Reverberate. I'm just gonna pitch a Chain Lightning to Crucible Reverberate for 2. 1 card in hand. No current floating. If it deals damage, I can banish the card in hand for damage. For X, where X is damage dealt, I can banish it and play it as an instant.
Do you got no floating?
I have no floating. I have Epod and Tunic, and 1 card in hand.
I'm gonna call your bluff. I'm gonna pitch a red card to block 1 of that damage.
Damn.
So I'm gonna take 1 hit.
Damn it.
Going to 4.
Yeah.
You're gonna Arsenal, aren't you?
Yeah. Arsenal. Come on, man.
All right.
Can't always have the nuts. It's not just like.
I didn't want to pitch a blue to like have floating and then
Yeah, I know.
take this 1 damage. It's relatively safe.
I know.
Let's see what I want to do here. I think I know what I want to do. The only thing to do. I'm just gonna pitch 3 to use the Heart of Ice. Let me know if it's okay.
Yeah, Heart of Ice is good.
Okay, I'm then going to be pitching 3 more for the Winter's Wail for 3 damage. Sorry, 4 damage, and on hit, create a Frostbite. I've got 2 floating.
I'll block with Blazing, so I'll take 1, and I'll get a
It
Frostbite.
blocks 3. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So you're at 2, right?
I'm at 2.
Okay, 1 Frostbite for you. I'm in Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have 1 more Blazing. If my pitch stacking is correct.
All you need is the fort. That's all
If
you
my
need.
pitch stacking is correct, so I'm gonna do. I don't know if this works. If I can Kano pay with this and a Tunic through your Frostbite, I think I can.
I think. Well, the tunic itself costs a resource to use, right?
No. I just, as an instant, I remove the counters and I gain the resource, right? Because I know if I was just like I needed a resource, I can't just use Tunic kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if I needed,
yeah.
like if I wanted to tome from Arsenal, I couldn't use the Tunic to do so. I needed to pitch to do so. But I'm paying 3 for a blue, and my extra 1 is paying with Tunic. So I think I should be okay.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I apologize if I'm incorrect. That's just how I saw it. But if I'm wrong, I'm
We'll hear
wrong.
about it in the comments, but let's go with that.
So I'll Kano pitching 4 essentially.
Yeah. So no more Frostbites.
It's a blue Voltic Bolt.
Okay, that's for 3, if I remember correctly.
It's for 3. I'm gonna pay another 3 to buff it, so it's gonna come in for 4.
Yeah.
So you can block it. However, there's not much. At least it's presenting lethal, so at least it forces a block, right?
Yeah, I don't want to take much more damage here to go
Yeah,
down below.
certainly with Striders up, I could easily just have like a Blazing just sitting here, just like pay to get the Blazing out.
Oh, totally. So I think this makes a lot of sense. I'm just gonna pitch 4 here, 2 reds and a yellow to block all of it.
You got to do what you got to do. I'm gonna pass. I didn't have Blazing.
These heavy red hands are a little unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't really like prep your entire deck for Kano, right? There's other matchups.
No. Oh, 100%. Yeah. If I was just against Kano, it's full of blues. Oh yeah, totally. Wouldn't even run the staunches, obviously.
Yep.
Came in handy, but yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna be pitching 3 for hammer, so coming in for 4.
Coming in for 4.
Yeah. So the options here were either to pitch to activate Heart of Ice and bluff my way into another turn. But we'll see what his hand has. I know he does have a knee pot, but we'll see.
I should be coming up my pitch stack pretty shortly here. I just don't know if I'm going to get to another 3 turns with Tunic. So I'm considering blocking with like a Tunic and a card kind of thing. Though that's my main consideration. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Unfortunately, my hand had 2 reds last turn, but
I'm going to block with Tunic and a card. So I'm going to block it all.
You got it. Okay. Passing it on to you.
Yep. I'm going to be starting with a Tome of Aetherwind from hand to draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Okay, that's... that's interesting. Can I win that way? You're on 4.
So if you can present 8 damage, you pretty much have it.
Which I can. That's why I'm like, I can win.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's see it.
I think actually, so I stacked a Forked Blazing on top of each other, and I think the Forked Blazing is coming up right now. However, I drew a red Spindle, and I already have the Stir prepped, so I'm just gonna do the good old fashioned. You know what I'm saying now. So I'm just gonna pop the Striders with the E-Pot actually, just to be fancy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Crucible with the other one. Stir as an instant from Storm Striders, pitching a Gaze the Ages, so I have 1 floating. And then pitch another one for Spindle. So that Spindle, I have 2 floating, that Spindle's coming for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that is 8 that I cannot block fully. So.
And I get to opt.
Opt 8, or opt 4.
And you'll see my next card was Forked Blazing.
You got it. Pitch 4, and GG.
Yeah, I was actually unsure whether it was I put Blazing in front of Forked or Forked in front of Blazing. Then I realized I pitched this. I put this to the bottom with the opt, and then I pitch stacked the Blazing to go right next to it. And so I actually kind of forgot which one is which. It's a little bit late when we're recording this. So I'm like, worst case scenario, I can just pitch to Blazing off the top if I'm incorrect.
Especially me with like on the more East Coast here. It's a little bit later.
Yeah, this is the second video we're recording today. And so I think
good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. I think the key points were sticking to your game plan. Like the decks were definitely designed to play that way. I had a fairly average luck, I would say, because I had a lot of my Kanos were blues off the top, right? Like the Foreboding Bolt and the Voltic Bolt.
You got the Voltic. Yeah.
I did have 1 or 2. I think some of my ops, like I needed the ops, like I had Nourishing on top when I Talisman. So if I did Talisman there, I was kind of doomed. One of the ops I had was one of the Kanos I had was I have Ophidia on top, so I had to leave that on top. Yeah. So I say at like average, slightly below average Kanos, but it's really just about stacking your pitch, getting the Stir, waiting for the Fork. You have 2 for a reason. I was able to like block with a Blazing Aether because I knew I had another one coming up. And so I think as Kano, I think you have to be patient. You can't just like go ham. And when an opportunity presents itself, then you're able to do it. When I had a bunch of blues and Rob had kind of awkward hands, I knew that those don't come that often. They came like 2 or 3 times, and I was able to capitalize a lot of damage and get through the sigils. And it is a winnable matchup. I'd say on average, it is Oldhim favored slightly, maybe 55%.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel about the matchup. What about you, Rob? How do you feel about it?
I totally agree. My game plan was to basically turtle up and go with as many hammer hits as I could. There were a few times where I actually deviated from that a little bit. I know I went for a Glacial Footsteps at one point, and I shouldn't have Arsenal that card. The Arsenal is kind of it's a hard spot really for this matchup because anything that costs like over 3 is rarely going to be played from Arsenal unless you want to commit your full hand to pitch for it to swing with it. So there were a few times where I luckily kind of called a few, I guess not really bluffs, but I found opportunities where I had a feeling he wasn't going to go in if I pitched my whole hand. So,
the blue reverberate. You called me on the blue reverberate off the top.
Yeah, exactly. I pitched 1 red instead of a blue, so that was great. In hindsight, had I pitched a blue though and blocked both the damage, I would have lived from the from the Stir, or not the Stir, the for lethal damage. I forget what you played, but it came in for 8, right? I would have had 1 HP at the end, so
that is true.
Both damage, but either way, really fun matchup, I would say. Heart of Ice being a really powerful card just to like stave off turns where you feel a little unsafe going to ham. Playing Heart of Ice early is great just to kind of read what the situation is from Kano's perspective. But
Yep. No,
yeah,
it was a
great matchup.
Yeah, great showcase here. With that, I do know we are recording on the first day of Hanukkah. So for all our Jewish followers, happy Hanukkah to everyone there. I'm pretty sure it's today. Please don't be mad at me if it's not. I'm pretty sure. That's what the notifications told me. And with that, appreciate everyone watching the another Spark of Genius Blitz gameplay. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We do this for our love of the game and to get content out there. Would appreciate any feedback, comments, videos you want to see, subscribers, just to know that, you know, we're presenting. As long as we have people watching, we will create videos. Rest assured, we're not looking to, 1,000 subs or discontinue the channel, but, nice token of appreciation. It is free, doesn't hurt anybody. So we would appreciate it very much, and see you everybody at the next video. Thanks for watching.